In a surprising political twist, members of the Kennedy family have publicly condemned Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for what they call a betrayal of their family values. The controversy erupted after RFK Jr., who had been running as an independent presidential candidate, endorsed former President Donald Trump. 5 of RFK Jr.'s siblings, including Kathleen Kennedy Townsend and Rory Kennedy, released a joint statement expressing their disappointment. They emphasized their belief in Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, describing their brother's endorsement of Trump as a sad ending to a sad story. This statement was echoed by Joe Kennedy III, a grandson of Robert F. Kennedy, who shared the family's sentiments on social media. The disapproval didn't stop there. RFK Jr.'s cousin, Jack Schlossberg, took to social media to criticize him further, accusing him of being for sale and now working for Trump. RFK Jr.'s decision to back Trump marks a significant shift in his political stance. After suspending his presidential campaign, he joined Trump on stage at a rally in Arizona, where he explained that his campaign was driven by 3 key issues: free speech, the war in Ukraine, and protecting children. Kennedy also accused the Democratic National Committee of undermining both his and Trump's campaigns through legal battles and a sham primary. The Kennedy family's reaction highlights a deepening divide within one of America's most iconic political dynasties, as RFK Jr.'s decision to endorse Trump starkly contrasts with the values his family has long championed. In a recent interview on Fox News Sunday, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. opened up about his decision to drop out of the presidential race and endorse former President Donald Trump. Speaking with host Shannon Bream, Kennedy explained that he faced significant challenges due to what he described as censorship by the media, which he believes ultimately led to his campaign's failure. Kennedy pointed out that his limited media exposure severely hurt his chances, saying, "It became clear to me that I did not have a path to victory." 16 months of censorship, of not being able to get on any network really except for Fox. He compared his experience to that of Ross Perot, noting that Perot had 34 network appearances in 10 months, whereas Kennedy only had 2 in 16 months. During the interview, Kennedy also revealed that Trump had been in contact with him throughout the campaign, even shortly after an assassination attempt on Trump in July. According to Kennedy, Trump proposed the idea of forming a unity government where they could continue to disagree on certain issues, but work together on others, particularly ending the Ukraine war, preventing censorship, and promoting children's health. Kennedy officially announced his withdrawal from the race last week at a press conference in Phoenix, Arizona, where he accused the Democratic Party of sabotaging his campaign through legal battles and a sham primary. His endorsement of Trump has sparked intense speculation about his potential role in a future Trump administration. Political analysts are now examining the impact of Kennedy's exit on the race between Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. With Kennedy polling around 5 to 6% in key swing states, his departure could significantly influence the outcome. Kennedy, who initially ran as a Democrat challenging President Biden, eventually pursued an independent campaign after facing resistance from his party. His endorsement of Trump has shifted the political narrative, which was previously dominated by Harris following her acceptance of the Democratic nomination at the DNC convention in Chicago, as Robert F. Kennedy Jr. suspends his presidential campaign and endorses Donald Trump. Recent polls offer insights into how Americans perceive him. Interestingly, Republicans tend to have a more favorable view of Kennedy compared to Democrats. His decision to exit the race came after he struggled to maintain significant support, especially following Kamala Harris's nomination as the Democratic presidential candidate after President Joe Biden's withdrawal. Kennedy's support had been on the decline in recent polls, which suggested that he was finding it difficult to carve out a strong political presence in the reshaped race. Earlier in the year, some polls showed Kennedy with double-digit support, But as time went on, his numbers dipped into the mid-single digits. His concerns about his continued candidacy, potentially benefiting Harris, were a key factor in his decision to drop out and back Trump. The impact of Kennedy's presence or absence on the election remains unclear. While his early poll numbers hinted at potential influence, third-party candidates often fail to maintain that momentum when the actual votes are cast. As a result, Kennedy's withdrawal might not significantly alter the election's outcome, but it does shift the dynamics heading into November. What happens next, both in RFK's family and the political terrain at large? Find out in our subsequent videos by hitting the subscribe button for instant notification as soon as we hit the World Wide Web with the updates. Until next time, thanks for watching.